EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
Here we go. 60 outlaw. Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys. Deep.
First carry for James Conner. And right away, they're going to stack him up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Ready?
On second down now. It's Conner, and he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5.
Hey, Charlie.
They're going to look to throw. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
It takes a touchdown-saving tackle to bring him down as he goes 32 yards on the return. And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. His first carry of the game. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Bud Dupree, a former first-round pick, in on the stop. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. To throw is Jackson. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And this time not quite to the 30. He'll be down at the 31-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. And the Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down.
You can't block me. You can't block.
Jackson now. That's caught by the former Sooner, Mark Andrews. A gain of 8 and a first down.
Well, he's looking sharp right from the get-go here. Tough division. They needed this kind of a start. But I think this is part of where scripting comes in. We always hear about the scripting of plays, how they're going to be called. Everyone dress rehearses their script, and right now they're following it to a T.
And for that opening drive, so part of the script still to come, right, partner?
Yeah, no doubt about it. We've got a ways to go.
And he can't get rid of it. he's taken down. Devin Bush gets him for a loss of 10 yards from his linebacker spot.
Now, how about that? Defensive coordinator perfectly in sync, dials up a blitz. And the man in the middle, he's the one who gets home.
Big Mike.
Big Mike.
Geis with a carry on second down. Finding room to the 20 and down to the 16-yard line. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for third down. So from second and long, now we go to third and very manageable. Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in four-down territory, that really opens things up for you. Third and 2, here's Jackson. And this is going to be incomplete.
You absolutely have to have this early on, right? Third and short, they elect to throw for it, and that's normal NFL football. They're going to throw on third and short, but you've got to hit it, don't you?
Yeah, in the first quarter, like you said, to set the tone, can't connect there. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. Well, all offseason, probably a lot of thought goes into that first drive of week 1. They didn't get the touchdown, but at least they got something.
And what I like about it is that they didn't overthink it, because you're exactly right. A lot goes into the offseason, the preseason to get to that first drive of the regular season. They went right downfield, mission accomplished, points on the board.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Son, son of the ending. Gives it 15. Check my 15. Got you. I got you, son. I got you, son. Watch the safety creep. 61. Match box. Right. Check it backer. Check it backer.
On first down, this is Geis. Now Geis stripped. He lost the football. And it looks like Steeler football. It is.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. The drive will start with Connor. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
2nd and 9 now. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
The last catch nearly got him a first, but it did not, and they'll try to convert on 3rd and inches. They'll try and run forward with Connor, and he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. The Steelers send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off, and he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
All day, dog. Back.
Back to the ground on first. It's Geis. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Mike's 50. 3 bucks.
On the ground, it's Geis. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
55. Check. 55. Mike, 55.
On third down, Jackson. He's got his running back, Darius Geis. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35.
Here we go.
An effective 7-yard third down conversion. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Geis. And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Check 37.
Now it's Jackson. It's brought in here by Willie Snead. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Willie Snead, 61 yards as the Ravens push further out in front. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers. That meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right. Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Second and 5. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jalen Ferguson gets him for a loss of 5. He is so tough to handle on the blitz, and that's Exhibit A. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on third. Back to throw here. Going top shelf for Smith. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. On 3rd and 10, they go flying past the marker and get nearly 40 yards. On 1st down, counter plowing ahead for about 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. The corner, Perry Nickerson, had the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it. Hey, check mine. Check mine. Watch it divide. You're not ready. You're rock it.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And he connects with Vance McDonald. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 26.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Hey, Steve 6. Check 43.
He'll look to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Jalen Ferguson, his 2nd sack of the night.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 5 yards will get him back to the original line of scrimmage, but now they're looking at 3rd and 10.
Set 90 Wolf. Two times. Hey, 4 down. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Get ready.
He'll look to throw. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 12-yard line.
Hey, let go.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Tyus Bowser just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Sacks, a growing theme in this 1st half. This is 2nd and long. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And now they're looking for 19 yards here on 3rd down following 2 negative plays. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 2. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, Brandon, there's no question who they're going to look to on 3rd and long, but you can bet this defense knows that as well, so they've got him blanketed downfield. And this ball winds up being intercepted.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they had to go the length of the field last time out to get into the end zone. And with this starting field position, they're going to have to pretty much do it again.
And I think the thought process going into it is, hey, if you have to be methodical, go ahead and do that. But what you really want are a couple of big plays. Eat up chunks of yardage and cut down the number of times you have to snap the football.
So forget about being backed up. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way across midfield.
Mike's 50. Bound to lose one. 50's the mark.
Here's Jackson. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. 16 yards on that one and a Raven first.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Geis. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. A reminder coming up at halftime, it's the season debut of the coach, Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, as we look ahead to all the action coming up this opening weekend. And, of course, we'll also take a look back at this first half. From the 27, Jackson eluding the pressure right. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. They snap it at 1. Now it's Jackson. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Well, they started that drive all the way back at the 1, able to march down, get 3.
It was daunting to begin with, wasn't it? But I thought overall, a very poised and efficient drive to get 3 points.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out. So 2nd and inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker.
22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber.
On 2nd down, Connor looking for space. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Watch twist. Watch twist. Under 10. Under 10. 10.
They'll set up to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Obi Melifonwu. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Tucker now for the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to an even 20. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off at the 36. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more.
You're trailing. You're trying to get points late in the half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. After the interception, here's Jackson. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly... Will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
We'll see if week one fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
At the 25-yard line.
From the 25 on second down, Jackson. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Stephon Tuitt able to shake free and get home for the sack.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go to the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a fourth down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, Look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. They'll run here with Connor. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Hey, wahoo! Come on, D! Ready?
They'll look to throw. It's complete. Stills. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
So how would you describe that one, partner? Workmanlike right there, getting that first down, blue-collar type football?
Yeah, only needed 3, got 4, just enough. I like workmanlike.
I think it's pretty cool myself. Everything doesn't have to be high glamour in this game.
Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. That's caught out wide by Stills.
You got it! You got it!
And it's 3rd down.
Ready? AT Gator. Go! Hey, orbit! Mike's 47! Hey, let's get this. 47 is the mic. Let's go!
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. Past the 20. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
They're still looking for their first touchdown of the game, and for a second, I thought they had it right there.
Looking on the sideline, it's finally good to see nods of approval. It's a welcome sign of life that this offense needed. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Go!
47's the mic, boy. 47.
They'll look to throw here. And Stills bringing it in. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
On 3rd down, it's Connor. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd. Another example of just a dominant performance by this defense.
Yeah, you hear all the time about teams that try to steal signals from the other side and try and learn their signs and their tendencies. It's almost like they get the answers to the exam the night before and were well prepared for this final.
That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense.
They've got his man complete. That one goes for 30 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. Well, from my vantage point, that's just one bad play by the offensive line and a running back who's had a lot of good ones tonight.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he's not going to be ticked off, nor is the offensive line, because to me it's a lot like a no-hitter, right? Pitcher's throwing a no-hitter, gives up a hit late. You're so close to accomplishing everything you want and don't quite get it done. They'll come back with a vengeance on the next play. I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. From the gun, it's Jackson. Towards the end zone for Brown. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
Under crush. Check three. 6-6. Pull it high. Hey, now.
They start with a give to Connor. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Earl Thomas in on the stop.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized.
What we got? 55 is my guy, 55. I'm coming, baby.
Defense.
He'll drop to throw. And my goodness, another interception. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. This D wanting to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead is now 24. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Let's go now.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Just like that.
After the pick 6, they go right back to the air. And he slings one that's incomplete. James Washington was the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And give him 9 yards on the second down screen play.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
The Steelers on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Back to throw. And he finds Stills, complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a first down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
They'll set up a throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jalen Ferguson in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. They'll drop to throw. And now here is another interception. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a run with Geis. And he loses the football a 2nd time. And it looks like Steeler football. It is. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Baby, that's big shot. Hey, check right. Watch it,
They're going to look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
The Steelers send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Watch out for Hill on the return. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And last time, the fumble to turnover. Now they still have the lead, but I don't think coaches care. The turnovers will bother them no matter what the scoreboard says.
That's the relief, that you still have the lead. But coaches look at what if and what it should be. Turning the ball over when they get a chance to score more points and increase the lead, that's what's going to affect them.
And they're also thinking to future weeks, maybe when the game's closer, right?
No doubt about it. You want to clean up everything. Let's just be honest about it. They want everything to be perfect at all times. They don't want to give up anything that's going to hurt their team.
Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
That's something we have not seen him do to this point, and that's take the ball, tuck it, and run.
Exactly right. His first carry of the game. I guess he picked a good time to do it.
He certainly did. Not only did he have the element of surprise, he's making sure he's judicious in taking off.
Hey, watch it, watch it.
This is Geis. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
On 2nd down, it's Hill. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 27 yards there, a first down.
It's always been funny to me, Brandon, when coaches always talk about on hot days like the one we have here. Well, it's hot for both teams. But when one team has the advantage, when one team is running the ball really well and closing things out, it's hotter for the defensive side, and they sag a lot quicker.
Yeah, they say the dog days of August, the heat we're seeing here today, dog days of September, and the advantage right now on the offensive side. They hand off to their big tight end. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. They'll run with Geis. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. They'll try and run for it with Hill. Oh, now it's free. Hill fumbled it. And it looks like Steeler football. It is.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. 2nd and 14. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They come up on a fourth down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
And the drive begins with a run by Geis. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. And an alley to run. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down.
All right, I don't want to get too poetic here where they talk about, the eyes being the windows of the soul. You know what else the eyes do? They see the open spaces on a field, and those eyes carry your legs to those spots, and that's what happened on that play. He saw an opening and went and got it.
But he really hasn't ran the ball all game. Fourth quarter here, need a big play, able to pick it up. So whatever the eyes saw and created, it worked. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
No gain on the play. Brings up second and 10. At the 23-yard line.
Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. Complete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. Delay of game penalty. Ships him back 5 yards, makes it 3rd and 10. On third down, here's Edwards. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a fourth down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought up a punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Well, my friend, for the players, it's good for them to get that first game under their belts. For you and I, that first Thursday night game, also good for us to get that under our belts, wasn't it?
It was no longer preseason. We were into the regular season, the first game of the year. And, you know, all eyes were watching this one. Everyone was excited that football was back.
It is just special. You could just feel it. It's so good to have the pigskin back out there. It'll be crisp fall weather before we know it.
You got that right, but I love the build-up to it, right? All day long anticipating it, and then we got here and we saw a game, the first game of the year. Let's keep going.
So for the Ravens, they begin the new campaign with a victory here in front of the home crowd in the Thursday opener. And they'll get another home date next week as the Saints will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.